Perhaps I can take one or two questions if there are any from the audience. Please introduce yourself.
Your Excellency, my name is Haridas Gauri. I'm the Minnesota Bureau Chief for Indian Reporter. And all the projections that you have given us, is there any likelihood of India having some kind of a relationship in the defense area, like purchase of various hardware, etc., which you normally do from Russia and UK and all that? Is there any plan of getting it from more modern ships and more recent, technically advanced ships or aircraft or military hardware from the US?
Yes. I think our defense relationship has undergone quite a significant evolution. We have been having quite a few personnel exchanges, joint training exercises, and then more recently, we are buying equipment from the United States. From a position where we didn't buy any equipment, I think in the last 2 years or so, we've placed orders for $3 billion worth of equipment from the United States. And we see this going forward as an important element in the strategic partnership. We are increasingly looking to do our procurements on an internationally competitive basis, and we're also looking to build our own capabilities in defense production through a greater role for the private sector, the Indian private sector. And in this, we have also opened up 26% foreign direct investment. So there is an opportunity for US companies to partner with Indian companies in defense production. In the civil aviation sector also, I think India has been one of the largest purchasers of planes from the United States. Boeing tells me that the Indian orders have kept their factories busy across the United States. And while for some time, because of the oil price hike, our aviation market had declined, the growth in our aviation market had declined, it's now bouncing back. And again, it's a market which is expected to grow phenomenally.
Yeah, maybe I don't need the microphone. My name is Paul Krishnan, and I'm the director of India Chamber, as well an entrepreneur, doing IT consulting services. My question more towards America is looking one way, India in the education level and the standards which we maintain. And definitely India, we see an opportunity in that area. What do you want to comment on that?
Yes, I think there's definitely an opportunity in education. One of the important planks of government policy in India is what is called inclusive growth. So yes, we are having high rates of growth. The challenge for the government is not only to sustain this, but also to ensure that the benefits reach all sections of the people and are not limited to some top-level thin segment. So for this, we think education is the key. And there's a massive expansion of government outlays in education. I think from 7.9% of government expenditure, in this plan period, we will be going up to over 19% of government expenditure on education. There's a huge expansion of the education sector planned at all levels: school, higher education, and vocational and skill development. We have just passed a right to education bill, under which the government undertakes to provide free and compulsory education to all children between the ages of 4 and 16. It's 6 and 14, I got it wrong. And similarly, in the higher education sector, there are many new institutions which are being planned. But at the same time, the government is also looking at greater participation of private providers in higher education, and they have moved a foreign education providers bill. It has been introduced in the parliament, not yet passed, which will allow a greater role for foreign education providers in the higher education segment. So the opportunities for direct investment, collaboration, tying up with Indian partners, all that will increase. And we certainly hope that there will be more participation by US educational institutes. We have set up, first I think we have done two things at a government level in the field of education. We had a Nehru Fulbright fellowship program with an equal contribution of roughly, I think it was a joint contribution of a little over $5 million US. Now we hope to increase that contribution to 7 million, so almost doubling the program. And we have also announced an Obama Sing Obama initiative, knowledge initiative, under which we will both contribute $5 million. So it will be a total corpus of $10 million. And this will be used to facilitate junior faculty development for the new institutions that the Indian government is investing in, including 8 new Indian institutes of technology, 7 new Indian institutes of management, 20 new institutes of information technology, many new central universities in states which don't have them. So it's a fairly huge and ambitious program. And at the level of vocational and skill development, again we have a project for a massive expansion and revamp of the program. Expansion because this is what will be needed to provide training and skills to those who don't want to go in for higher education. And at the same time, we're trying to make it more relevant to industry so that we do this program in consultation with industry rather than on a bureaucratic basis, so that it creates the skills which the Indian economy needs.
My name is Sunil Babu and I run a technology company here. You mentioned that in the services sector, the trade between US and India is fairly balanced, like 10 billion and 12 billion. Since we are kind of in the technology area, we definitely look for opportunity in Asia and in India. Wanted to know your thoughts as to where is India primarily buying, like the $10 billion that India is spending with US and services. What are the key areas where India is spending that money, and what is the future projection for that? Is there a gap where we can meet the need?
Well, I think the key areas where we are really importing services from the United States are finance, because a lot of your pension funds and institutional investors invest in the Indian stock market, make profits, withdraw money, etc. So I think financial services has been one of the key areas. Consultancy has been another area. Advertising has been a third area. So there are a range of areas where services have been provided by foreign providers. Education is a big sector because there are 100,000 Indian students in American universities, probably the largest number of foreign students this year from any country. It's over 100,000. And these students pay full fees, most of them, in the US educational system. So this is also a very important export of a service, and this is something which we see continuing. But there are services like construction, because we are doing so much infrastructure. You can get into consortiums for doing some of those infrastructure projects as the Germans are doing. I mean, there's a range of possibilities. Biotechnology is growing very fast in India, nanotechnology. In information technology, we are going up the value scale. People are moving into areas such as engineering services outsourcing, doing R&D, design and development for automobile and aeronautical companies. The range of services that we are providing from India is broadening, and we'll also move up the value scale.